time it is.
Thank you once again for checking out the C-Squared Hour. I'm your host, Chris, and this is a special edition charity episode. After the last one, I decided to let my drunken sister redeem herself. So here she is. Say hi, Stacy.
Thanks, Chris. That was mean.
Well, that's the truth.
Yeah.
You have to redeem yourself after
a little bit. Yeah, I was pretty wasty pants.
Yeah. So before we get too far into this, just gonna say we're drinking Kokanee. What else can I say about it that I haven't said a million times? It's in every store and it's my everywhere beer. You always grab it. You don't look like too much of a tool. So how much have you listened to these episodes?
A good amount. I mean, I can't say that I'm totally caught up on everything just because, it's hard to find an hour without anybody bugging me with, 2 toddlers, new puppy, just kind of but pretty avid listener.
All right. Well, I don't know how much you've listened, but I have a bone to pick with you.
Okay.
I saw the other day you had a Facebook post about how you were going through a line at some food place and you were sad because the quarantine stopped, your son from being able to be with other kids and stuff like that.
Yeah.
No one gives a fuck. Seriously, I've been going off on that. No one cares.
That is true.
So why the fuck do it? Stop. Stop. Oh my God. No one gives a shit. All that is you being bored and narcissist.
I don't really think it's being a narcissist.
Yes, it is. You're saying, everybody, look at me. Look at how much I can write and look at how important my life is.
I'm not saying that. All I'm saying is the fact that, there is something to be said about, getting to get out and do things at this point.
No one cares. No one cares if you are. No one cares how your lunch trip went or that your son was waving at everybody in the fucking drive-thru line. No one cares. If you have to press see more on any Facebook thing, you've written too much.
I mean, you got your feelings about it. It's all good.
Am I wrong? Am I wrong about this?
I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm just saying, do you? I'll do me.
What? Okay, do you have a reasonable justification for it? Is it just you're sitting around bored, so you're like, oh, I guess I'll write something and make, see how many people really give a flying fuck about what I have to say?
No, I mean, I don't, intend to ever write a novel. But sometimes it just comes out, And the beauty about Facebook is that you can, not give a fuck and you can just scroll on. And that's the good thing about it. So,
but you don't do that. Every time you see a dumb comment on a news thing, I see your face popping up. Well, how come you say that? You don't do that in your own life. So why the fuck? So you expect other people to do it?
I don't comment on news shit. Never.
You comment on stuff from people that commenting on news stuff.
Yeah.
If they comment something stupid, you always say something.
I don't always say something.
You say something a lot.
No.
So that you're basically asking people to do what you don't do.
What, to just scroll on?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but if you feel the need to say something, I feel like you should do it. I'm not saying that
get a friend. Seriously. The cousin of your second best friend in high school doesn't give a flying fuck. Why do they have to see it?
I'm not saying they have to see it. I'm just saying you can put whatever you want out there. You could put out shit all day long about how you love golden retrievers And eventually people are just going to be like, fuck, I've seen Chris talk about how much he loves golden retrievers 80 billion times. I'm just going to move on from this.
But I'm doing it one line at a time. It's... I forget what it is, but there was this one where a quote-unquote friend of mine was talking about how he always goes to some music festival and, you know, and instead of... That was kind of good. I need to stop fucking doing that. You notice that? I hit the spring way too much. But they were talking, I don't remember if it was him or her or whatever. Or they.
Yeah.
Huh?
Be woke, Christopher.
That's right. But they were talking, you know, like, you know, they go there and they post all the pictures from the festival, you know, whatnot. They've been, and then the next year, like, well, this weekend's coming up, but I have some goals for myself, and one of them is financial, and one of bitch, you can't afford it. That's all you have to say.
Yeah.
All you had to say, hey, my son waves at people in the drive-thru. That's all you had to say. The rest of it is fucking nonsense that no one gives a shit about. You had one thing you were trying to say, and you fucking downloaded a bunch of other shit that no one else wanted to listen, that you knew no one else wanted to listen to, but if you write it, you get it out anyway.
Well, maybe you just didn't want to listen to it.
I could take a fucking poll. No one gives a shit. You had one thing you wanted to say, but you wanted to sound more important when you said it.
I mean, maybe. I don't, like, I'm just saying, like, I thought a lot about, like, what was going on, and I felt deeply about it, and so I put it out there, and I'm not ashamed of the fact that I did.
You don't have to be ashamed, but I'm just telling you, no one gives a fuck. I'm just showing you the other side of the world. I'm letting you know what the other side of your phone looks like. And it's people saying, read more, go fuck yourself. And if you don't mind,
and that's okay.
If you don't mind being the go fuck yourself person,
that's okay.
All right, I just wanted you to know that. You didn't like that surprise, did you?
It is what it is.
I told her I had a surprise for her, and
that was not a great surprise. I mean, it wasn't like it was a birthday cake, but it's, you know, it is what it is.
After your last birthday, I don't think you've earned a cake.
Whatever. My last birthday got fucked by coronavirus.
Okay, really? Because we took you golfing, and I bought you a cartload, like a wagon load of alcohol, and then let you join me.
No, that is true. No, I'm just saying that wasn't the original plan.
No. The
original plan is I was going to go on vacay, get myself into a concert that I've wanted to see for forever, and...
Are you going to cry?
No. Because it doesn't make me sad. Like, it was just, kind of one of those things where it's like, well, this is a bummer. Like, what am I going to do now? And especially because, July last year was kind of the middle of everything. Like, kind of of uncertainty of what was going to happen. And, everybody, the grocery stores were restocked, but everybody had to wear masks everywhere. And, that was,
So, basically, today.
Yeah. But it was just kind of... But we didn't, have, any sort of light at the end of the tunnel either. With... the vaccine.
You truly
now.
Think we really have a light at the end of the tunnle? You know why we have a light at the end of the tunnel?
Why?
Because the election's over. This shit would be going no matter who was president. It's just they had to make it a rallying cause. They had to make it a campaign cause. Now that the campaign's over, now you can start putting out the... You realize they announced the vaccine 3 days after they announced that Biden had won?
I don't think that, you can conspiracy theorize all you want to about that. I don't think that that's, I think there's it's not causation, but it's am I doing that backwards?
I don't
causation, correlation.
No, they're sitting their fat ass on it, and they're saying, once we know who the president is, we're going to push it out there. And whoever is the president at the time, whether it be... whether it was President-elect Biden or President Trump at the time, Whoever's was gonna get the credit for it. They're just basically saying, hey, we want the next administration to have a win. It was a arm in arm with the DNC and the RNC saying, we'll give them a win, and they kept it hidden until.
I mean, if you want to think that, I don't really think that's what it is. Like, obviously, like.
Well, you're just naive.
No, I'm just saying, like, there's a certain process that these things have to go through. And so saying that the timeline is just too close is kind of a little too coast to coast for me. Like,
well, with how long these medical things usually take.
Yeah.
And how long the fact that just got the fact all the processes it has to go through, all that sort of shit just happens to be that day. Just happens to be. I mean, you give it. Why not wait 2 weeks so us batshit people and the QAnon folks, and not just I'm catering to the QAnon folks, but I'm not one, But I want to make sure, like, they know they got a safe home here.
This is your safe space, but
right.
You don't believe in safe spaces, so.
Well, I mean, they're not Santa Claus. I want them to know they have a home, and they don't have to look outside of the mainstream. I may not be known, but I'm on all the mainstream platforms.
So there you go. You don't have to go to Parlay or whatever the fuck it is.
Yeah, I don't know. Is that still a thing? Parlor or something?
Yeah, I think it is, but it was like a big thing when former President Trump got banned from all like regular platforms. Right. I don't know. I haven't looked into it. I don't know how strong it's going.
I actually signed up for it, and there's another one that started up, and I signed up for that too. But I didn't know how to use it without letting people know. Yeah, grab another one. That's what they're there for.
Well, I can't reach it.
Well, then fucking move.
Put them close to you.
Christ. Yeah, I didn't know how to use it.
Yeah.
Without letting other people know that I was signed up for it.
That is true.
that was the problem I ran into. It's like, this is fucking nutty, and there's no reason for this. But I want to look at it, but the only way I can look at it is people see that I'm on it.
It's like LinkedIn, right? So...
The fuck? It's like LinkedIn.
No, I'm just saying, like, the fact that, like, as soon as you sign up for LinkedIn, they, like, let everybody who has your email address know that you're on LinkedIn. Like, I'm not saying that it's, like, similar in style or similar in use. I'm saying that, like, as soon as you sign up for LinkedIn, you get, like, request after request, like, these people are in your network. These people know you. These people worked for the same organizations. Mm-hmm. And you're like...
These people have jerked off to the same porno you watched.
Exactly. And it's like, I don't want to talk to you. I don't want to, like...
Yeah, that's what I ran into. Like, both. I don't even think I remember the logins for them anymore. But, yeah, that's what I ran into. Like, oh, shit. Everyone's gonna know. Christ.
Yeah, it's not like the box of things that you keep on your bedside that nobody knows about. It's like out there.
Right. There's certain books that you could buy off the bargain shelf that you don't want people to know you have, that will just come up as discount book at the register. It won't come up with the book name. I want that to be my discount book register receipt thing.
Exactly. It's like I want it to be the thing that I put on sunglasses and go buy it, and nobody knows it's here.
Like the old school, like, trench coat, the hat, the sunglasses, and walking through a dusky night alley with the steam from the sewers coming up.
Yeah, black and white movie, old trench coat, like. What, were they fedoras probably? Yeah. No, so definitely. Just there's some things you buy in shame. Mm-hmm. And being on like Parlay or being on like these apps, it's like I just want to be on them without anybody knowing that I'm there.
Right. So,
I want to look at the crazy like it's a zoo. And I don't want any of my normal people friends to be like, excuse me?
right? Why did I just get a notification that
that you joined Parlay and I need to be on it as well.
Right. So that kind of leaves me. I finally watched the Cecil Hotel thing on Netflix. Have you watched that?
I haven't watched it.
This Asian chick goes missing and then they try to figure out.
I haven't watched it. I think I have gotten like the general idea from like Facebook articles and stuff about like
the general idea. Asian bitch goes missing. How did she go missing? How did she?
Well, isn't it like that the whole hotel is cursed and like has had like a bunch of murders and a bunch of people gone missing?
Kind of.
And whatever.
But the hotel's a greasy hotel. Like, so it's like not it's not too like surprising that
it's like Al's Motel.
It's a flop house.
It's Al's
So yes,
Motel.
people are gonna OD. People are gonna get murdered. People are gonna get robbed. That's basically what it is. So there's no real surprise about that.
Yeah,
that's not
exactly.
Anyway.
But wasn't like Richard Ramirez? Didn't he check in there at one?
He stayed there for a while. Yeah.
Yeah, and there was like all the bad. Like it was just like
it's like it's on Skid Row. Like, you know, where all the homeless people are.
Yeah.
It's on Skid Row. So that's, you walk out and it's the mile of homeless people.
Yeah.
So, anyway, I won't ruin it for you. But the biggest thing that came out of it is these web fucking detectives need to get a fucking hobby. Jesus Christ. You see 30-second clips of shit and like, I'm going to solve this from my armchair. I'm going to go here and record stuff.
Well, did you ever watch the oh god, what was it? It was like the Don't Fuck with Cats on Netflix.
That fucking nutty bitch. Yeah.
It was crazy the amount of things they found out by just like pictures on the internet.
But it didn't do anything.
No, it didn't. Like
he still goes off and murders after they figure all this shit out. And the cops, you know, still find him through old-fashioned detective work. Like, yeah, they go through Google Maps and shit, but they didn't fucking do anything. Don't pretend like you own something. Pretend like you're a nosy bitch who has no hobby. That's all you fucking are.
I'm just saying, like the ability to like kind of look into like photos like that and catch like the small details, like where they were able to like, I remember the point where they figured out where his apartment building was, like based on the gas station and based on like the angle of the sun and like nonsense. And I was like, I am never that observant with anything.
You know why?
Because I have a life.
Because you have shit to do.
That is true.
It's if you have nothing to do, you have no friends, and you're a fucking hideous shut-in, of course you're gonna have time to do all that shit.
That is true.
But they're talking to the same people, and yeah, it was just they were gonna show up and they were gonna solve it. They were gonna go there. They actually go to the hotel and look at all the fucking buttons and all the rooms and how does this happen? And, oh, look, the fire escape, and they go through all that nonsense.
Yeah.
Get a life. Like, sure. And then they end up, this one dude, they end up ruining this fucking guy's life.
Yeah.
Because they're just fucking morons. And what really bugs me about this.
Yeah.
I fancy myself, I don't know how to say this in the most accurate sense. I fancy myself a douchebag conspiracy theorist. Would you agree?
Probably.
Okay. Well, they're showing all these clips from these internet detectives, internet sleuths, these fancy... They're showing all these clips.
Yeah.
And they're talking about government plots and all this sort of stuff and, you know, conspiracy shit. However, they're talking about it with a straight face and normal and not even embarrassed about it at all. if you are gonna look into that shit, if you're gonna say that shit, you should have a little bit of shame in you.
Probably.
That's why I don't put pictures up of myself doing this show, and I don't, put up video yet. Because a lot of the conspiracy stuff, I'm kind of ashamed of that I think. Which leads me to my next point.
Yeah.
I thought I was going to have a pretty good market in this medium of entertainment. With the crazy theories and being able to think about, but with them being so accepted by relatively normal looking people and people being, not every group should have a voice. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I should be the craziest one.
Yeah.
Anything worse than me, obviously, the Alex Jones and, but they made a name being but
yeah.
I should be the kind of the limit of how crazy you can go before you're not allowed to have a media presence.
Yeah.
And the fact that that's out there, it's really kind of bumming me out. Really,
You're being out crazied.
And it's not that I'm being out crazy. I don't mind being out crazy, but
the fact that, like, people are like, oh, this is awesome, and this is the truth, and this is amazing. When
I'm being mainstreamed out crazy.
Because, like, it's okay. It's okay to be a wackadoodle.
You don't have to go into the deep recesses of YouTube to find this. No, 10 million hits
on YouTube. And this is the person telling us that, I don't know, that the royal family were lizard people.
Well, let's...
But, they were.
But don't get me started on that.
Oprah should have asked Harry and Meghan Markle about that one.
I was waiting.
Because it's,
You know what?
if anybody's going to get to the truth, Oprah's going to do it.
Oprah is a fucking hack. The fact that she didn't even come close to asking the lizard question.
Yeah.
She's
like, are you part reptilian? Was Princess Diana, like, racing away from the paparazzi because she was in her reptilian form?
Yes.
Like, obviously that's what happened.
Prove me wrong.
Well, everybody we can ask is probably dead, so...
That's true. And there weren't any tunnel cameras at that time.
There we go.
You know what? Maybe the royal family's fucking stupid. Jesus Christ, those fucking genetic disasters. Your fucking family full of gingered and bucktooth weirdos. And we're supposed to sit around. At least our dumbass families that don't do anything. Like, at least we pick ones that, people find hot. Like the Kardashians or all these, the Real Housewives of shit or the fucking whatever. Like, not these fucking bucktooth weirdos that, go back centuries. At least our fake celebrities have the decency to throat fuck somebody on camera.
That is true. Wasn't there a point, like, where you had downloaded probably, like, every celebrity sex tape?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I went through them all. Yeah, I
like Kim Kardashian, Ray J, Tommy Lee, Pamela Anderson.
Well, yeah. I had that on VHS. Like, calm down, rookie. Download it. Who the fuck you think I are? I had to copy it to a DVD to burn it onto my computer. Yeah, I've seen them all. You have to, right?
I haven't, but
you don't know what you're missing. There's nothing.
So how is One Night in Paris? Come on.
Wait, now is that the Night Vision one or is that her other one?
I don't remember. I just remember that one of them was titled One Night in Paris.
Right.
I have no idea which one it was.
I mean, they were pretty good. Again, they're homemade sex tapes, so they're not great. I mean, you're not cranking to them, but they're interesting to watch. It's like, oh yeah, she's doing that, and that's interesting.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, they're just something you have to know in your, you have to have that in your database to like go back. Oh yeah, kind of like that when Tanya Harding was fucking that one guy on camera, Jeff Galooly.
What?
Not Jeff Galooly. Yeah, Tanya Harding has a sex tape.
What?
See?
So like, not even like she's not famous for just breaking someone's kneecaps.
No, I believe this was just before the kneecap.
Oh, yeah.
Or no, just after. I don't know.
Well,
yeah.
She didn't do it, but she hired somebody to do it. Or
her husband hired someone to do it.
Yeah, I don't know.
Fucking. Yeah, it was her wedding night. So we're taking off the dress and...
Okay. If you want to film that for posterity, go ahead.
Yeah, I mean it is what it is.
Someone's going to pay for it.
Or you just wait long enough and know the right greasy people.
It's like, what was the theory in Zack and Miri Make a Porno where they were like, anybody will pay anything to watch people fuck?
Right.
Like,
yeah.
it's like, it's not a matter of like, if you're famous, if you like if your next door neighbor released a sex tape, you'd be like, I want to watch that shit.
Yeah, I'll pay $5.99.
Yeah.
Yeah, and how do you not?
Yeah, exactly. You're like, I know these people, and we can. Yeah.
Where were? Oh, yeah. I don't know. I'm gonna have to find a new niche because I can't be the normal crazy guy, because you could be so batshit and still be considered normal on the internet.
Yeah.
So I don't know what I'm gonna do. So I've kind of been, a little depressed about that lately.
Yeah.
And then you go on YouTube and you see there's there's people out there who just do the dumbest shit. Like, hey, I'm going to throw this piece of dog shit at the wall and see what happens. And then fucking 5 million people watch it, right?
Yeah.
And I'm sitting out here, I'm fucking, I'm talking for an hour, I'm editing shit, I'm researching stuff, I have notes, and these people are, and so you just get annoyed, like, why the fuck am I doing all this work, and, these people are getting, 5 million views, but then I'm watching them, and I'm fucking going down the same fucking rabbit hole as everyone else, and I'm still watching, it's just, I don't know who I am anymore.
The YouTube rabbit hole is intense. Like, I'm not even gonna lie. Like, the fact that, like, I will start by watching, like, some shit that I don't, like, some shit that, like, somebody posted that was, like, so cute and whatever, and then, like, 3 videos later, I'm watching, like, somebody's, like, let's see what happens when we fill the swimming pool full of Jell-O. And I'm like, what the what is even happening?
Right, and I see that, and I'm like, these people, like, a swimming pool full of Jell-O? What the we've had Jell-O wrestling in bars forever. Like, why are we still doing this? And then I realize I'm fucking watching it, and I'm watching the 3 next videos that are recommended while I'm complaining about these fuckers not doing anything.
Although I will have to say, YouTube did give us the greatest celebrity that has ever existed.
I believe he started on Twitter, but yeah, I found him on YouTube. Yeah, Superhuman.
Yeah. Superhuman.
If this hasn't been said before, it bears repeating. C Squared endorses Superhuman. Yeah. And I will let Stacy speak for the other host here, because
Superhuman is fantastic. And the fact that, like,
and that's human with 2 M's.
Yes, that is human with 2 M's. And the fact that he got a trampoline, and he has his own hot sauce, and he, like, is like, I'm gonna do a butt buster into light tubes and thumbtacks. This is for all the juggalos and juggalettes.
They're just 10 seconds of him just I'm gonna fall backwards onto toy cars and bricks. Okay, and then it just shows 10 seconds, and it shows him landing, him being really hurt, and the video cuts off.
And the fact is that that guy's getting a check.
Hell, I've supported his store. I have superhuman merchandise.
I bought you superhuman
I know,
merchandise.
you have too. Yeah.
I bought you superhuman merchandise for your last birthday. And it is so funny. Like, it is just like...
But you see, that guy deserves to be fucking famous. He just, you get a phone call in the middle of the show, huh? You're too good to turn off your phone?
I have no idea who this is.
Oh, well. It's the government, man. Yeah, he deserves to be a celebrity. He may not have invented the wheel.
He bleeds for his work.
He didn't invent the wheel. He didn't do something new. But you know what? He fucking earns every bit of it. And has a beard now. So...
I mean, you gotta do what you gotta do.
And his parents are all for it.
Are they?
Yeah.
I've never seen anything about his parents or...
His earlier videos, he does this whole thing about his dad trying to take away his Pokemon cards. And this guy is literally mid-20s when he's making this video. But there is a bit of a feeling that he may be slow. And the fact that he found a way to, be part of society or something. Superhuman's the best. He took a break. He's been out for a while, hasn't he?
I don't know. I was looking the other night and he had posted videos I was looking last night. He posted videos from like 3 days ago or something.
Mm-hmm. That was a light tube and what else? A door or something like that? Or
something like that.
Yeah, fucking. See, that guy deserves to be famous.
Yeah, because he bleeds for his work. He is like falling on shit and bleeding and hurting himself very badly.
Mm-hmm. It's fucking best. Did you watch the saga of when him and his good friend Doug or whatever?
His best friend Paul.
That's right. His best friend Paul. When his best friend Paul died. That's right.
Yeah.
When good friend Paul died or whatever. Did you watch that? Him going in the woods?
I tried to, but it was so bad. It was so bad.
You just don't appreciate good storytelling. You're one of those jagoffs that think The Godfather sucks.
I've actually never watched The Godfather.
Motherfucker.
Never watched it in my life.
Christ. No, his good friend Paul, you gotta give it a watch. It deserves better than you saying, fuck this.
I will. I mean, like I said, it's just like hard to find the time.
For Superhuman, you make the time.
Because this is for all the juggalos and juggalettes.
Exactly. Well, let's see. I want to see what I have to talk to you about. Nutty conspiracy people. Going forward in the next 4 years, how excited are you to have your libtard president in?
Okay. I'm not going to say that I'm like the biggest President Biden fan, because I'm not. Like, I think there were probably better choices. However,
who do you think was a better choice?
I'm not going to talk about this with you.
No. I'm just asking. I want to see where you're coming from. Who's a better choice?
Honestly, in the primaries, my favorite was Pete Buttigieg.
All right.
I think I feel like he was as a vet, as a person, as a politician. I think that he would have been a good president.
Yeah. No matter how, there's even a certain sect of the far left, I still don't think could vote for a homo yet. I still don't think they would. They would come up with another excuse, but I'm pretty sure like we're not at that point yet.
I mean, that was kind of my thought process behind kind of why they didn't give him the time that they gave other candidates is just because even kind of like your middle-ish Democrats would still not be comfortable with like a president and a first gentleman living in the White House.
Right.
And so like, you know, it is what it is. Like, in my lifetime, we've legalized gay marriage. Like, we
didn't do shit.
Well,
I sat at home and ate Cheetos.
Not
other people did.
Not we, but I'm saying like us as a country have legalized gay marriage. So it's not like we are getting there, but we're not fully there yet. Of being like, oh, this is completely normal, and this is, you know, like something that, you know, is a non-issue. So when it comes to President Biden being in the White House, I think that I'm really excited that he's there, only because let me bring you back to the first episode of The West Wing, right?
I'd never watched it.
Okay. The first episode of The West Wing, Rob Lowe is fucking some broad in his apartment.
Was she 16?
No.
So it's not a true story.
But anyway, so he's banging this girl, and he gets a page on his beeper saying that POTUS is in the hospital or something like that. And so he has to, you know, run off to work because he works for the president's press team or whatever. Mm-hmm. And their big thing is that the president has crashed into a tree on his bicycle, and they have to figure out a way to spin that. So, president doesn't look like an idiot.
Okay. Well, they've managed to, with the both candidates that ran in this last, they managed to make them both look like idiots. They managed to make themselves look like idiots.
All I'm saying is the fact that it has gone from not being like, what crazy shit has he said, but like, oh look, he's like,
are you out of your fucking mind?
What?
They're talking about the crazy shit he says all the time.
When?
Oh, poor kids are just as smart as white kids. You don't remember that? Yeah, my dog tries to get in here sometimes. You don't remember that little gem?
But that was back, like, before. Like, that, I'm talking about during his presidency. From January 20th.
Oh, okay, the 3 weeks.
It's
been longer
March.
than I haven't. Okay, 6 weeks. Sorry.
I'm talking about that. I'm just saying, like, there's something to be said for the fact that, like, I'm not looking at Twitter going,
yet,
this guy is crazy. Like, do you remember, like, when he was sick with President Trump, former President Trump, was sick with COVID, and, like, ranting about crazy things? That's not happening anymore. It's like the West Wing, and we're going, how are we going to spin the fact that the president crashed into a tree on his bike?
No, but here's the reason you haven't yet. It's because the first week, 2 weeks of his new administration, they're still dealing with the fucking impeachment thing.
Yeah.
So he has that to distract him. And then there's all this other shit. Now you got the, there's the whole QAnon that March is going to get taken over or whatever. There's all this other shit going on. So he hasn't had to say anything yet. When he has to start speaking, then we'll see. Because he said some nutty shit too. All right? And he has the same potential of saying nutty shit as the last 4 years.
But we're not talking about the nutty shit that's going to incite a riot.
Who the fuck knows? People are nuttier today anyway. So I just talked about it. You're seeing all sorts of all these people who conspiracy theories are being normalized now. So it could start a riot.
I mean, it could start a riot,
but what you're telling me,
however, like, I'm sorry, but the fact that the sitting president at the time, I don't like, how do we refer to him now? Former President Trump?
Say President Trump, you always have the title. Still President Bush, still President Clinton. You never lose the title just because you're not.
Oh yeah, it's like, honorifics are very important to me. Well, they are. I mean, like, because it's not about the person that holds it. It's about the office. It's about respecting the office of the president. To say that, like, you know, President this, Colonel this, like,
Jackass this.
I mean, if you want to.
Well, okay, here's the problem I have. Here's the problem I've been having. I ask you your first opinion about the guy, right?
About who?
About your new president.
President Biden?
Mm-hmm. I ask you your first opinion. What do you say? Well, he's not as crazy as the last guy. What are you excited about him doing? What are you hoping to see? Because no one I've talked to has said any of that shit.
You know what I'm excited to see?
You know what? The only thing he's done thus far is sign a bunch of shit in the back room while the fucking impeachment stuff was going on.
President Biden, I think, has when he was on the campaign trail, expressed some really good ideas about, like, having not necessarily free college, but college for, like, I'm sorry, we should support people going into trades. We should.
I'm not saying we shouldn't, but I'm saying if you make it easier to go into college, well, it's already happening now. A college degree you can almost wipe your ass with nowadays, with how easy it is and how flooded the market is with college degrees. It doesn't mean as much as it used to. It doesn't mean as much as it costs. But so what we'll do is let's make it even easier for people to get those, and we'll decrease the value more. Meanwhile,
we're losing the middle class. That's what's happening. Is the fact that you're basically, everybody's kind of set on the idea of you stop at high school and then you just work entry level jobs. Or you go into college and you get a degree and you work higher jobs like that.
But nowadays, if you get a degree, you're working entry-level jobs in a lot of cases now, too.
Yeah, that is true. But I'm just saying there is something to be said about educating our population to go into things like plumbing, mechanics, things like that. And I'm sorry, but I think giving incentives to go into things like that are always going to be needed is a fantastic idea.
But that idea stems mostly from the right side of the aisle. You may not have heard it from the White House, but that has been the rallying point against free college, against all the shit. They're saying, look, you don't need free college, just, don't make the public school system force you into college show these options as well. That trades are coming from that argument originally came from the right.
Trade schools are part of college. Like, you have to go into, like, college programs to learn how to be, like, I'm not saying that you have to, but I'm saying to be, like, a certified licensed electrician, there are things that you have to do.
You don't have to go to school for that.
You have to
apprentice. You have to do all that other stuff. But yeah, you don't have to necessarily go to school for it.
But I'm just saying, like, I think support of those sorts of things is a good thing. Or even making community colleges more, like, not more affordable, or making them free. I'm sorry. I'm, like, it just seems like the right move.
Well, again, like I said, first of all, your main argument stems from the right side of the aisle. You know that, right?
How does it stem from the right side of the aisle?
Because 8 years ago, everything they're talking about, free college, and the right saying, no free college. If you can't afford college, go find a trade, go work in a trade. We don't need to burden the taxpayers, with college degrees that are going to flood the market. That's all a right idea.
But I'm saying, like, the certifications and the stuff that qualifies you to be kind of that level of being qualified come from colleges.
Not necessarily.
Come from colleges.
In a lot of cases, no.
Look at, like...
electrician, you can go straight into a journeyman apprentice. HVAC, same thing. These are. But do you not think it's better
if you go to college and get some training? Like,
you have just one douchebag standing in the front of the room who couldn't make it in the private, so he found some dumb government some dumb city school to hire him to teach people how to do. No, it's fucking better to find an apprentice, find that shit. That's way better. Learning on the job, that's way better.
But who do you think is going to get hired to do on the job stuff? Somebody who has the knowledge from doing a program, or someone who has no knowledge? Someone who has a general idea, or somebody who has no idea? There is something here to be said for doing some sort of technical program.
But college is already too easy to get into. It's already there. So what you need is not make it easier, not make it more affordable, not make this all this shit. And it's not going to happen because the public school, it's all getting funded by the government. They have so much money invested in college that they want more money going into college, and they're tied in all this. It's never going to happen. But what really needs to happen is you need to learn how, what is out there minus, going to school. You hear college or job. What are you going to do?
Yeah.
There's job doesn't necessarily just mean job. You need to hear more than that. You're never going to, but you need to. But that's not another fucking tax hike. That isn't a fucking another $3,000 credit if your left toe is longer than your right toe, so you can get $3,000 to go to a trade school. That's not where it comes from. It comes from a check doesn't solve everything.
I'm not saying it does.
Yes,
it did.
That's exactly what you're saying. You're saying let's make it cheaper to get these people in. Okay, well it's already too cheap to go to college. So let's make it cheaper to get that too.
Here's the thing. I don't come from a place of saying that, like, with what I have done in my career before I decided to stay home with my kids, I did not do that because of college. What happened is that I got laid off from my daycare job. I worked my ASS off.
Are you really worried about swearing, you fucking idiot?
In my company, and they hired me to manage. I mean, I'm not saying it's the right path for everybody, but I'm saying I was up against somebody who was college educated, and
that just goes completely against your argument 3 minutes ago. You said, who's going to get hired? Someone who has the training or someone who doesn't? Well, you just said you got hired over someone who had the training. So that goes exactly against your fucking argument.
I worked there. Because I'd worked there and I'd put in the hours and stuff. I'm not saying that doesn't happen. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that it doesn't happen.
The only personal experience you have from it says that that's how it happens. 100% of the time, that's how it works in your experience.
Not 100% of the time.
Yeah, in your experience, 100% of the time.
I think most of the time it's who you know. So if you know somebody who's willing to take you on as an apprentice and willing to teach you, I think that is more important than education.
Is it teaching somebody, educating them?
No, I'm saying...
Isn't that the definition of it?
I'm saying that...
Are you okay? You look a little wound up. Like you look
like I want to punch you in the head.
Right.
A little bit. No, but I'm saying, like, with there is a part of, I think a lot of college is marketing. I think a lot of college is making connections and making, like, getting contacts that you're going to use later on. I'm saying...
So what you're saying is rather than go to college, just hanging out in common areas of colleges and just start bullshit with people.
What I'm saying is that if the hiring process came down to someone who has no experience, someone who has some education in the field. I'm saying it's someone who has no education, no experience, some education and no experience. And then you're looking at people that, you know, may know somebody.
Or hit their kids.
What? That has nothing to do with anything. That's weird.
So what you're saying is you're excited for the president because A, he hasn't tweeted anything dumb yet.
Yep.
And B, he's advertising an idea that has been a idea of every Republican Senate or House race in the last 10 years. Is that what you're excited about those two things?
I'm excited about a lot of things.
But those are the two that came to your mind.
I'm excited that we're not sitting there fucking building another goddamn wall.
Well, we didn't even finish the first one.
I know. And we're not going to fucking finish it because it doesn't matter. Like, do you really think a wall is going to keep people out? Come on.
It's going to keep some of them out. If they're... Thank God you're already married, just if anyone actually heard it. No, I mean, if you want illegals to come here, they should have to do some sort of physical activity to get in here.
Like
I want to see them.
wall?
I want to see them climb a wall. I want to see them swim. I want to tell them, you know why? Because those people are going to be doing the manual labor jobs, and I want to make sure they are physically fit for those jobs once they get here. So the wall isn't about keeping them out. It's their interview process. That is their community college. That is the border wall is the illegal immigrant community college.
Here's what I think. Basically, what you want. Do you remember that show on Nickelodeon where they had the mountain that they had to climb at the end?
Yeah, Guts.
Mm-hmm. So basically you want any illegal immigrant to compete on Guts. And if they make it to the end, they're cool, they can come in.
Yeah, but it doesn't have to be just one. Like, you figure out a contest for 1,000 at a time. And earn your way in. Now, you see, I joke about that, but there's actually a libertarian idea out there. Gary Johnson mentioned that what you do is you make it very easy to get a work visa, temporary 3 to 5 years.
Yeah.
You make it easy for them to come in and get that. While they're here, they can either work for the 5 years and go home, because a lot of them are sending money back home, or start the process to become a citizen in those 3 to 5 years while you're working here, which isn't as cool as the global guts idea, but it's kind of the same thing.
The global guts idea is really good. I feel like it is. Like,
but doesn't that kind of seem like the same thing? I saw you roll your eyes when I said Gary Johnson. Yeah, he wasn't a good candidate.
No.
But what about that idea?
I'm just saying, like, okay.
So you're not going to answer my question. What do you think about that idea?
What, that they should come in and work and either apply for citizenship or send their money home and go back at the end of 5 years or 3 to 5 years?
Yeah, whatever their choice is.
I mean, it is what it is. I think there are situations where we need to be, like, more accepting of people than what is currently going on. Like I'm saying.
No, but I'm just saying.
Are we talking refugees or are we talking immigrants? There is a difference. There is a difference between refugees and immigrants.
Yeah, refugees are Africa, right? Immigrants are South America.
No.
There's
a difference of people
coming... Boat in desert?
There's a difference of people coming here for safety, and there's a difference of people coming here for opportunity.
That's bullshit.
There is.
No, here's the thing. Opportunity leads to safety. So... any refugee is technically an immigrant. Any immigrant's technically... those two things go hand in hand.
No,
and to sit here and
immigrate from fucking England. You can be an immigrant from England. You can be
and if you get more opportunity,
Croatia.
Croatia, that's not the best. That's not the best example for this. But they more opportunity leads to more safety. The more opportunities you have, the more money you get, you move up.
From France, you can be an immigrant from Canada, you can be an immigrant from anywhere. It just means that you came from another country. Like, I'm talking about the fact that, like...
God damn it, I did it again.
Refugees are finding safety from, like, wars or whatever that are going... wars, civil wars, gang wars.
You know, if that's all they're trying to get, they should have been happy with the cages. That's all I gotta say. You're not getting shot in the jungle if you're a kid in the cage. All I'm saying. But they looked at gift horse in the mouth, huh? Oh, we don't want to be in these cages. Fine, have fun being a child soldier, you fuck. We gave you a home. We gave you newspapers on the bottom. I'm
sorry, but that shit was so wrong. Like,
you realize, like,
it was privatized fucking prisons.
You realize, however, that when the first story came out, the top 3 circulated photos about that were from the Obama administration.
Cool. I'm not saying that whoever was in charge of what was going on was right. I'm saying we need to write it now. We need to do better.
Who's this we shit? I had nothing to do with it. Who's we?
You just said that you should put them in cages because it's better than being a child soldier.
I'm saying if you're worried about safety, there's nothing more safe than a cage. They put tigers in cages so they don't eat people. And what happens as soon as you reach your arm in? You're a fucking lesbian who gets her arm bit off.
Thank you, Tiger King.
You see? You keep them in cage, they're safe.
I'm just saying, like,
obviously,
here's the thing. Like, the problem is like the separating of families at the borders. And detaining people for an indiscriminate amount of time because we don't have the ways to, like, sit there and, you know, the court process is not processing through people enough. You shouldn't separate people for that long to go through the court process when you don't have an efficient system.
So what should happen while they're going through the court process? What do you do with them? Like, do you
keep them together?
Okay, but where? How? You're saying...
the same places where you're keeping people as prisoners.
So kids in cages, now you want families in cages? You want to fucking triple the amount of people in cages? You were just... that is horrible.
I'm not doubling or tripling the people in cages. Saying.
The kids are in the cages. Let's put the parents in there too, and the brothers and sisters. Just while the court thing goes through.
Because they should have the right to a speedy trial. Just like everybody in our Constitution does. I'm sorry, but people are sitting there for 6 months.
That's fair. But with that argument, you are saying they are criminals.
I'm not saying they're breaking criminals.
The law. Then they don't have the right to a speedy trial because that only comes in to criminal. So are they criminals? Or are they asylum seekers? If they're asylum seekers, they don't have the same rights afforded under criminal.
What are you even talking about? Because here's the thing. there is a certain amount of being technically illegal for entering this country without proper, like, paperwork and visas and whatever. Like, ask your 90-day fiance people about that.
Trust me, know all about it.
All about it. They're entering the country illegally.
Okay.
However,
So they're criminals.
they're not.
If you do something illegal, that is a
I
crime,
think-
correct? If you do something illegal, that's a crime.
I think we need
Isn't
to
that the definition? Wait for the answer.
I'm saying.
That is not yes or no.
Okay, are we gonna go into, like, Les Miserables, like, situation with this?
I just asked you a fucking question. I want you to answer
It's-
one of the fucking questions. I've asked you 30 fucking questions this whole time, and you say, what I mean is, no, answer my fucking question. If you do something illegal, if you commit a crime, doesn't that make you a criminal? Yes or no? Okay, so what you're saying is they are criminals.
They're not criminals.
Okay, well then they don't
They're
have the same
asylum
rights.
seekers.
Then they don't have the same rights as criminals.
What
And
are
you
you
want to the speedy trial thing, all that sort of shit, all that due process shit. That comes down to criminals, right? That is all based for criminal things. So if they're not criminals, they don't have those rights you're trying to say they should have.
They should have them.
Okay, then they're criminals.
Okay, but they're criminals. We fucking sit there and we listen to bullshit from other criminals to, like, mitigate their crimes and, like, get them lesser sentences. I'm sorry, but, like, becoming a legal citizen here is hard. It's hard as shit.
It should be.
Like, you and I probably couldn't pass a citizenship test because
Especially speaking like that.
we're dumb as fuck. Like,
True.
come on.
Hey, public school system here.
Yeah. We are both public school graduates. And we went to some community college. And we probably would not pass if they asked us, like, what was the 12th Amendment on the Constitution. We would not pass.
Now, is that
Come
the 12th Amendment, or is that the 12th... Is that including the Bill of Rights, which weren't necessarily amendments? They were
No, 12th Amendment of the Constitution. We would not pass. Come on. Be real here.
The 13th is slavery, right?
I don't fucking know.
So, like, the 12th probably has something to do with, like, grains or something like that.
See, we were born here. We take for granted the fact
But
that,
it should be fucking hard.
Why?
Okay.
Why should it be hard?
Here's why.
I'm not
Here-
talking.
No.
I'm not talking about, like,
If you asked the question, let me answer it.
why should it be hard?
Okay, like you said, when it comes to a job, all right, you could enter it with almost no experience and get slowly promoted up the ladder, right?
Correct.
Now, if you were to interview and apply for that same job you have,
Yes.
you probably wouldn't technically qualify for it or technically get it, right? Because you don't have the requirements, even though you built it. Same thing. We were born in this country.
Yeah.
We may not have the requirements to be citizens, but since we worked our way up, we get the privilege. The people applying for it have to have more more qualifications
for shit.
Fucking living. LIVIN.
Really? That's what we did?
All right, we're over an hour. Now,
Because I'm pretty sure we fucking grew up next to a golf course and didn't do any sort of living.
I rode my bike without supervision. It's more living than a lot of people. Hey-o!
But you wore a helmet, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Because you would get an ice cream cone occasionally.
Mm-hmm. The cop lived in the neighborhood. Give me a free ice cream cone if you saw me wearing my helmet.
Yeah.
Anyway, did you enjoy just spending a half hour getting wound up? Me trying to wind you up by arguing everything you said?
Pissing me off.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna punch you in the wiener.
I can see you're getting real angry right now.
You know that you have a crazy liberal sister.
Right.
And you're like, oh, what can I say to, like, make her mad and wind her up and make her pissed off.
You know, there's a lot of that stuff I just said that I don't necessarily believe, right?
I know.
Do you know which ones it is?
All of it.
Hmm?
All of it, because you're crazy.
No, what? All these arguments that I just made against you.
Yeah.
You know, there's a lot of them I don't necessarily believe with, right?
Uh-huh.
Do you know which ones?
You don't believe the royal family is reptilian?
That wasn't an argument, that was a discussion.
No, I don't think that you think that kids should be kept in cages. I don't think that.
I never said they should.
Whatever.
I'm saying it's probably safer than from where they came from, so they shouldn't look a gift horse in the mouth. I'm saying, would you rather be in a war-torn country or in a cage in a nice air-conditioned building? With newspapers all over the floor so you could just wee wherever you want.
That's ridiculous.
All right, we're over an hour. Do you feel like you were able to redeem yourself from your last performance?
Yes, because I remember all of this.
All right,
like, I'm
fair
sorry,
enough.
but like my birthday, you got me drunk.
Yeah,
Like,
guilty as charged.
yeah. So I remember
3 beers and Jaeger every time the cart girl came around.
Yeah. No, so by the end of that excursion, when I got home to Michael, I was like, I had no idea what I said on his podcast. I have no idea.
You want to know something? Anyone who listened had no idea what the fuck he said either.
But no, I'm like more coherent now.
Mm-hmm.
And remember everything. And we're good. We're solid.
All right. So before we wind up, I just want to say that at the end of this, Stacy does not believe the royal family are reptiles, and she believes that kids should be in war-torn countries.
Oh my god.
So, in conclusion, we drinking Kokanee tonight because that's what I had, and no one gave me a recommendation, so I just decided, like, hey, you know, I'm going to be watching sports this weekend. Probably during the day. This is a good day drinking beer, and I just, kept it. So, check it out if you're in the Northwest. Well, I can't anymore because my lush of a sister.
Whatever.
What else do we got? Oh, yeah, all the same shit. Email, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, all the same things.
YouTube, right?
Yep, YouTube.
You're on YouTube.
Yep, we're on all major streaming sites, all streaming platforms.
And Superhuman, we love you.
Yeah, that'd be a good interview too.
God, that would be amazing. Even if you could just like zoom in or something.
Oh yeah, no, I'd fly.
Where does he even live?
Who cares? Heaven.
Let's go. Let's go. Let's go meet Superhuman.
All right, that's the goal. So, if anyone knows Superhuman, hit us up. And you got anything else?
I got nothing. I am happy to be here. Happy to be more coherent than I was before.
You're starting not to be. All right. Well, if there's nothing else, Stacy, thank you for joining the special episode. And the rest of you, I will see you next time.